Thank you, Mother Emanuel, Pastor Manning, the Charleston Forum, for having us here today. I am pleased to be here for the start of Monument Summer, a season of dialogue. The tragedy that occurred here 8 years ago caused us to question monuments and to create monuments that highlight untold and undertold stories.
You have to understand the truth that led us here. And a false history makes it harder to unravel things like institutionalized racism, because there's a narrative of history that's taught that justifies it and even disguises its very existence.
This is in the DNA of our nation's thought pattern. Even though we're this great shining city on a hill, this great democracy, we got some warts.
I grew up in Virginia and Georgia. I was living at West Point. I'm a career Army officer. That's my identity, really. I was living on Lee Road by Lee Gate and Lee housing area in West Point, and I went by Lee Barracks. And I wondered, why is the United States Military Academy have something named after Robert E. Lee? Why? I mean, come on, right?
John Calhoun was guilty on a larger scale, but he did not suffer universal condemnation because he didn't do it on video. There was no movie and no story. This work is to put legs to our story.
Most of the history that I've ever learned was actually taught by people in my community. I think that that's really important to understand. Your first historians are the people in your community. And one of the reasons why I do the work I do, and I'm interested in history, is making sure that the documents and the materials and the tools they use are now accessible for others.
I was blessed because of the fact that my parents instilled in me to be curious, to ask questions, to challenge things. But now I see with certain legislatures, they're trying to take that curiosity away. They're trying to keep our kids from reading about the real history of America.
We're all on a journey. God has called us for racial and conciliation and reconciliation between members of our human race. I really believe that.
We had a group of 6 to 12-year-olds come in from a summer camp today, and just the joy on their faces. They were, I believe the group was an all-Black group, and it was just thrilling to see these children see themselves on the walls, in the films, just being in awe of what they saw, asking lots of questions.
We live at the expense of the sense of the past on a daily basis. And so I think us sitting here tonight is bringing a dialogue that will hopefully can bring awareness and an understanding and put us in a posture where we don't have to be strangled by the past.
So many times we come together for these great events and then we just kind of go our separate ways. But I would hope that as we continue to grow and do things such as what we're hosting here tonight, that we will really then begin to think about how we can be that positive change for our communities.